Well, of your many roles, which would you consider to be the most demanding of them?
Well, the same answer as every actor gives, I think. Hamlet is very demanding. I lost, sheer physical weight, I lost 14 pounds in about a week playing Hamlet.
Which has given you the most pleasure?
Toby Belch.
Jolly good. Why?
I don't know, it's sort of funny. I put on wig and pot belly and didn't have to look pretty or anything.
Don't talk too much about the belly. You're looking at me when you're talking about that, I can see.
Looks lovely, man.
Well, now look, you've come a long way in the last decade. Am I right in saying decade in your professional
no,
career?
it's longer than that. It's nearly 20 years. I started in 1943, and apart from a stint in the RAF and at Oxford University, I've been acting all the time.
Professionally, who's had the greatest influence on you?
Well, there have been a number of people, two teachers in particular, both well, one Welsh and one sort of English, a man called Meredith Jones, another man called Philip Burton, and Emlyn Williams, of course, had an enormous influence. He gave me my first jobs, my first stage part and my first screen part. All kinds of people. Dylan Thomas taught me how to speak verse, though I don't impersonate him, I hope.
You talked about Philip Burton. Now, is this where you took your stage name?
Yes. Well, we were terrified when I first began to act that because my name was so very Welsh, Jenkins, and because my accent was so thickly Welsh, that I would be constrained to play Welsh minors for the rest of my life.
Or Jenkins the Milk.
Jenkins the Milk.
Well, now you're here in London, you're in Rome, you're on the continent, you're in America. Where would you consider to be your real home?
Well, my physical home, as 'twas in Switzerland, in Geneva, a little village called Seligny. And my spiritual home, of course, is in South Wales, in Port Talbot.
Still feel very strongly linked to Wales.
Very strongly, yes.
Which brings us, of course, to last Saturday and to Deer Park and to London Welsh versus Aberavon. Well, now let's have your comment on that game.
Well, my loyalties were torn. You know, I played for both teams in various ways. However, Aberavon is, I suppose, the number one. They lost, of course, as you know, but then we only had half a team out, and I suppose we're not to blame.
What sort of performer were you yourself in your playing days?
Well, I was a bit light, you know, for the game. I never weighed more than 13 stone, and I was fairly fast and fairly nippy, and I had to use a lot of craft, and perhaps I veered towards the wrong side of the law a little bit as I played. It was the only way I could survive with those ruffians.
Well, I think that's a good note for us to come to an end. May I wish you well, and thank you for coming to this program, which is Wheels Today.
Right, thank you very much.